What is anything? Nah, seriously. I am trying my damnedest to figure all this like YouTube shit out, and it's been like 3.5 years. You'd think it would work a certain way, but it doesn't. So like when you see me doing a bunch of weird shit trying to figure things out, I mean, I'm trying to figure things out, you know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird. So, you know, I have some sympathy for YouTubers who are doing things where I'm like, what's that fucker doing? Like, well, what am I doing? And it's all strange. Beatbox. We got some beatbox. No, I was gonna complain about like analytics and the algorithm and shit, but you're here for a beatbox video. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I'll tell you. I'll try to tell you. If I make a beatbox video and like on the main channel, which is where this is going, you're probably on the main channel right now, probably, most likely. If I make a beatbox video and it goes well, then YouTube punishes all my other videos that are not beatbox videos, because they're like, well, your beatbox did well, so why would we care, you know, give a fuck about anything else? So every time a weird video does well, YouTube smacks me across the face for all the videos that are not that type of video. It's like, can't I just make what the fuck I want to make? And if people want to watch it, they can watch it. YouTube's like, no, because they'll make sure you don't even see it. You can always go to someone's page and check their videos. But that's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort to go like, what the fuck, what's the fucking channel name? Oh, let me scroll through the videos and see if there's something I missed. And there are a percentage out there of you, maybe 3% that do that. I don't do that on most people's shit. I mean, unless I'm like, I haven't seen somebody in 3 weeks. I wonder what they're up to. But you know, like when you look at YouTube, what does it show you? It doesn't actually show you what you told it to show you. YouTube says, if I show you what you told me to show you, you might not click on it. So let me give you a bunch of other shit that you didn't ask for, because we think you'll actually click on what you didn't ask for, more likely than you'll click on what you did ask for. So when we all end up in those YouTube rabbit holes where like you start off the night watching Beatbox, and then 4 hours later you're watching killer wasp murdering bees. That's why that shit happens. And as the person making the video, you're like, damn, maybe I should be making videos about wasps and bees. But no, you can't, because the rest of my videos are not about wasps and bees. So if I make a wasp and bee video, YouTube will be like, what are you doing? Trying to outsmart us? And that has everything to do with beatbox. You just got to tie, you know, the philosophical threads together and make it all work, right? I don't know. Can I try to tie it together philosophically? Maybe there's some other element of your life that's like all fucked up, and like you do, you know, beatbox or something for fun and enjoy it, but it turns out something else over here is fucking everything up. You're like, I can't be that. My shoes don't affect my beatbox. I don't know, maybe it does. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I guess we can go now. Din. The studio session.
What's up? This is Den from Canada, and this is a big shout out to Swiss Beatbox. Might be over now, but feel it. Might be over now, but feel it.
Wait, did he get all cleaned up? I feel like he looked like all fancy, which, hey, good for him. Look fancy. But did he look like this before? Anyways, back up. That's fucking great. His use of the bass to kind of outline some chords. And he's got a melody. You know what I'm actually thinking of? I think this is crazy awesome, but I start thinking like with only one set of sounds. In other words, he can't play chords and melody at the same time. I'm like, well, there's only so many ways you can move the bass, and there's only so many ways you can move the melody, and you're trapped by one voice. I bet he'll solve that. I bet he'll figure out something like super cool to do. There's only so many ways. How many notes do you have? They can only move a couple directions. Like, probably there's almost no one right now watching who loves 1950s rock and roll. Like, you probably don't like it, you know what I mean? And the reason why you don't like it is because it sounds like nothing. It sounds like, how is this exciting? And in the 1950s, it was revolutionary. But then all of the ways you could do that 1950s shit, it all happened. And by the 70s, it was already fucking dead and old. And now, no young person, no one under the age of like 45 gives a fuck about the 1950s. I mean, maybe one artist. So Beatbox is the same way. I feel like, you know, there's things from 4 years ago where I'm like, maybe not 3 years ago. No, I definitely knew some Beatbox from the 2000s. Dude, I don't give a fuck about any of that. It's like, it sounds like nothing. Oh, that was, what the fuck was that? The fuck was that sound? That's savage. Oh, something I'm noticing about his melodic structure. I think he did this in the past, but it's too hard to remember all his things. He's actually has some of these melodic fragments. I'm sorry, I don't know where the differentiation is between a phrase and a fragment. I think like a phrase is a complete sentence, whereas like a fragment is a prepositional phrase. It's only part of the sentence. But he has a lot of fragments or motifs, however you want to say it, where the last note is really predictable from the first. So if you do it pitch-wise, can we do it here? So if I go up like this, right? Let's go, and I go. Everyone's probably, there's no, it's predictable by the descending line or the ascending line. So he has a lot of fragments in there where you're kind of already, even if you don't realize you're anticipating it, you're anticipating the next note. And then when he delivers that note that you don't even know that you were participating, it feels psychologically rewarding. It's like marketing for music, constructing phrases in a way to where the listener's happy because they think they're happy, but what they're really happy about is that the melody moved in a predictable way. Swear to God, I wouldn't lie to you. That's some real shit. So that right there is called, if I'm hearing him correctly, that right there is called octave displacement. he's using the same repetitive structure. But he's taking the last note and dropping it down lower, if I'm hearing it correctly. Let me see if I can pull that off, if I can figure out one of those. So let's stay in the key of G minor. And so let's say we're walking down here. And that's where the normal note would be. We're going to displace it. So instead of going... Instead of that, we're going to displace the last note by an octave. So he's playing a descending line and then taking that last note and dropping it down a fucking octave. And he's going so low in his range that it has this rattling characteristic. Which is also something you have to plan. You have to know your range. Because you don't want that last note to end up too high or it's not shocking. And if it's too low, you can't hit it. So he's actually got to plan this out. Obviously plans routine out ahead of time. But I'm saying like the actual notes he chooses, he's got to make those choices based on what his register is capable of. So it's like, you're like, oh, this shit's just fucking tight. It's like, it's meticulously planned. We're watching a serial killer, a beatbox. And I think nowadays it's getting to the part where almost like, getting to the point where almost all the beatboxers now are serial killers. They're just like fucking dialed in. Was that it?
Yeah.
I talked over the end.
What's up? It's Dan.
What's up, Dan? I will link up to something in the description for him, not for me. I mean, yes, the first link you see will probably be a subscribe link for me, but I will definitely link to this video and probably Swiss Beatbox or something. Obviously, if I'm gonna, it just makes sense to share the love, right? They're giving me something to look at, which is giving you something to look at. So yeah. I don't know, I'm kind of torn on that whole like ask people to follow shit. I probably should do it. But I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, man. This video's over, dude. Like, I mean... You know what's weird? Not on every video, but maybe like, I don't know, what's a magical number made up? 69% of the videos. On 69% of the videos, once I start and I'm recording, at the end I'm like, why fucking end the video? Let's just keep going forever. I mean, I guess we could. Kind of. But I want to do a different video. A different type of video. So let's say like right now I turned on you know, Backstreet Boys. I'm not going to, but let's say that I did. You'd be like, that's fucking weird. The Backstreet Boys. And then I went to like Italian opera after that, and you're like, bro, I came here for beatboxing, and now you turn on opera? Although, wouldn't it be funny if that was the hack of all hacks? If it's like the actual way to take over the universe is to go beatbox, Backstreet Boys, opera. Maybe one day when I'm just like really fucked up, I'll give that a shot. I'll see you fuckers wherever I see you next.